Dragon wing.
I let you go off.
And I'm just like protecting little Plucker, covering its back as we make our way back to the crest of the hill.
All right.
And then I appear back
Yeah.
mere moments later. And I decide, do you know what? We've got possibly the most valuable thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not going to take any chances.
The power of friendship.
The power of friendship, yeah. Maybe the power was the friendship we made along the way. But what I have left is the knife,
Okay.
holding a parchment on which I've hastily scribbled, "Go fuck yourself."
Nice.
Signed. ...
Yeah.
Use a slot. Slot. Used it. Burn.
And I'm feeling pretty buzzed, actually, because
Right.
that's the first time I've not
a
gone
kick.
just hunting after anything. I thought, oh, that was nice.
Nice.
But I still want to be rude, because I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very good. You scurry as quickly as you can. You spirit away Pluckers, and you make back to your original, like your kind of little mini forward operating base for
little
those 12
bivouac.
hours, or 8 hours. Meanwhile, Cassius and Oscarin, I'd say you've more or less made your way back to the threshold of the city.
Nice.
And it's
leading them a merry chase.
Wow.
yeah,
You've gone a long way.
They've gone in, another direction. But you've made your way back to the mouth of where the Traders Road meets the westernmost gate. And you see a couple of watchmen just kind of standing guard. They offer no challenge, and they're just speaking to each other.
Cool.
But there are kind of sconces across the walls, a couple of standing pyres, and the place is well lit.
Would it look weird if we just turned around and wandered back off into the darkness?
Nope, I don't think so. I think we can assume that we've done our distraction.
But as in, would it look weird to the city guard if we just sort of arrive as late, weary travellers and then they're like, actually, I don't fancy it. I'm going to go back off into the darkness.
Yawn.
Yeah.
They just walk back off into the night.
They didn't sound that fussed. They didn't sound like they're being that vigilant.
I mean, they are
Really paying you no shit.
that
No
guarding.
heat.
They're not being very guardy.
No.
Let's just go back.
All right. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can
what if
assume
I crack a joke?
Back to the foxhole we go.
Yeah. Back to our shitty little hole.
And you make your way back down the trade road, off back to the south, back to where you know
back
the
to where we set up.
maybe that's a pre-designed, pre-agreed rendezvous point again. When you get there, you see nothing, and Cassius and Pluckers.
Get
Right.
on, Pluckers.
We need to get out of here. Quick, sharp.
Well, we still need the cockatrice's breath. And we don't have to there are cockatrices in other parts of the Forgotten Realms.
All
I
I'm going to
presume.
say is, what's going to stop these people coming back and stealing, doing the same thing that they did before? And a little voice speaks in my head and just be like, kill them.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
And I'm just like, no,
Chicken leads to...
no,
Who are you talking to, Cassius?
no one. But
Is that your sister?
we should just,
No one.
we
Ding ding.
should just maybe punish these people a little bit.
Punch them a little bit. I don't.
Maybe like blow off a leg.
Are you
I
going
don't want to
kill
put
them
too
death?
fine a point on it. They do have a fucking big eagle.
Yeah.
I don't really want to fight an eagle.
And we
if I'm
have
honest.
a champion of the pits, a tiefling with a 5-foot tail, a young whippersnapper whose songs are legendary, and just me, a guy whose wife's died.
Husband to a murdered wife.
Just a guy with nothing
Father
left to
to a
live
murdered
for.
daughter.
And for context as well, the eagle, a giant eagle like that is monstrous. I mean, up until now, all of you have been doing odds and ends, errands, bit of one-to-one or small group gladiatorial combat. I mean, the idea of fighting a giant eagle is... Says beyond your means, doesn't even cuss it.
These people are wrongdoers, but we are not prepared for this
Okay,
fight.
so let's
As
back
great-
to the tavern.
Yeah.
We all sleep in the same room.
We are outmatched.
We all have each other's back.
Now, the silver clasp is out of business.
That is
That's
going to
it.
be the case, isn't it? Because I think every single member of staff
Dead.
is dead. Yeah.
We can find another pub.
Does anyone know anyone we could leave the trick in with?
safe house for a safe coop.
You currently don't have any. I mean, you got friendly with that tavern keep.
I don't trust anyone apart from ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we're going to protect this chicken,
Yeah.
then
Have we got any way to disguise the chicken? Maybe
As a
throw
pig?
people off the scent. Yeah,
I do have a
Disguise kit.
I do.
Yeah.
I do have
I mean,
a
I could get
disguise
my
kit.
I also have a disguise kit. Could we paint the chicken?
could we make it look like
So
a
look at each
dog?
other, slowly turn to look at the chicken. Down
chicken's
the
like-
disguise kit's back at the chicken.
Chicken's like,
The chicken looks at you.
montage?
I mean, the problem is the chicken's with us, isn't he? So
I'll tell you what.
if we disguise him,
Let's go. Do we want to go back into the city? Why don't we just go wake up the cockatrice wrangler, stick a wing inside a cockatrice's mouth, and then we can just piss off. Then we can just leave this godforsaken shithole of a city and never have to deal with these
Had the
idiots again.
cockatrice wrangler arrived at the farmer's market?
he hadn't. But
Yeah,
that was this
going-
morning.
That was this morning.
Okay, let's go back to the farmer's market and see if he's arrived.
Okay. It's also a night market, you discover.
Ah, brilliant.
And actually, it's now well lit. It's like a kind of, it's like an evening festival.
I love it.
You know, you kind of hear merriment, you hear music playing, you see people laughing, joking.
How many
drinking.
fuckers are kicking a happy sacker around?
Loads of happy
Are
sounds.
there any like musical or like competitions or anything going on?
No organised competitions, but you just see, you see individual musicians
Doing their thing.
doing a bit of
Busking.
unofficial caps in front of them, busking.
Nice.
See a couple of them competing.
Any rich-looking pieces of shit I can steal the coin purses
Oh,
from.
plenty. Gentrified
So
centre.
many marks.
This market.
Yeah. If I steal enough stuff, we don't even need to
But
sell
you know
any
what?
wings.
There's a
Nice.
rather large condensed crowd in the middle of the market, and they're all around, and you can see over their heads a cage.
Okay.
It's rather wide, and they're all kind of huddled in around this cage.
Jacob, do you want to go and take a handful of these herbs and shove them in the cockatrice's mouth?
It would be my pleasure. I take some herbs from you.
And I'd say at this point you've got a basic mix
yeah.
in a pouch.
The spice
Salt,
pouch.
pepper,
Yeah.
some garlic salt.
Okay.
Besides, you look like you've seen a few fights. Be right on the street, huh?
I'll accompany Jacob just on this little.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
What do you look like as well, Jacob? You got armour, paladin?
Yeah, he's a big bloke wearing sort of rough road leathers with a chainmail shirt over it and a heavy woolen cloak over that.
Right.
So he's a big guy. He approaches the cage and he looks in.
Okay.
And he looks around to see if there's anyone sort of minding or tending
Yes.
this beast.
There is absolutely. And you notice something else above the heads of the crowds. You see a couple of things. The first thing is, and the crowd are giving it a wide berth, but this towering armoured creature. It's got heavy iron fists and this thick visor, like a knight's where its face should be. And it's definitely not human. It looks more like a construct, and it's staring coldly at the crowd. And as you approach it, you hear this grinding noise as the visored helmet turns to look at you.
So in his time in Waterdeep, Jacob's seen a lot of stuff like that construct. He would probably not go toe-to-toe with it unless he really had to.
Cassius had seen these big visored constructs before. He had two guarding Baldur's Gate PD headquarters. One was called Bob.
Nothing's seen all sorts of nonsense through her time, wending her way through the world. This is not particularly impressive, I don't think.
Osgarian 100% could not take any form of animated golem, be it clay or metal or otherwise. He's not great with a sword. He just about knows the pointy end from the not pointy end.
Behind it is a squat little man in purple robes. He's got a golden neck chain and a fluffy fur hood, and he's kind of wringing his hands and calling out to the crowd.
I grab like Jacob and I say, I think his name was Marcello, right? Marcello? Marcello?
Well remembered, Cassius. I walk over to this man and say, "Good evening, sir. I have a strange request. I need the breath, only from a few moments, of your beast, of your cockatrice.
And behind him, attached to the cage, but in a separate cage. And this cage, by the way, is like Thunderdome.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this wide dome. It's about 50 feet at the widest point, circular. It has one entrance, one exit. But also it has this larger, not larger than the entire cage, but this square box cage attached to it. And inside is the most bizarre looking creature you've ever seen. It's definitely the cockatrice. You actually get this kind of reeking, sort of rotten smell coming off of it. It's got this leathery skin, these talons at the end of its leathery wings, and it's, as described, kind of like a cross between a bat, a lizard, and some kind of massive bird. It looks just horrifying.
Does it look angry?
It looks perpetually angry.
Right.
It's kind of snapping, chomping at the bars, clashing at them with its wings. You can see parents and their children kind of daring each other to go nearer to this thing and kind of giggling, laughing, or shrieking, crying as it kind of snaps at them. But it looks horrifying. The little man, though, goes, "Oh, what exotic gentleman!" And he kind of remarks on your pauldrons coming off your armour. "Well, surely you'd like to have a little go?" And then he gestures towards the sign. And it says, "Monster wrangling, only 10 silvers. Pin the beast and win a gold."
I have some limited experience of performing like this, but really all I want to do is get close enough to feel this creature's breath and be gone.
Oh, it's terrifying to be sure. But I tells you now, all you got to do is pin the beast. I myself am a demon hunter. Caught this little ditty myself, I did. Pinning it for a big lad like you ain't no thing, my son. Only 10 silver. Hold the beast's head to the ground for 5 seconds and the gold is yours.
10 silver, I call, and then I flip him the money. Just put it into his hand. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Of course, my friend Jacob will take part." And then I just put the pouch of spices into his hand, lean in, but like, pin his head to the ground. Right. Get him to breathe on the spices, and then we're in.
Just okay? So you flicked 10 silver at him, so it just kind of hits him in the face. Ting, 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 ting. He goes, "Oh!" and like scoops it up from the ground.
Pick it up. Somewhere, Pluckers pop.
Yeah.
And Pluckers is with you.
Okay.
So and presumably is Jacob, are you walking into the dome?
Jacob undoes the clasp at his neck, shrugs off his cloak, falls to the ground, cracks out his neck.
All right.
Pick up the cloak, just be like,
he does a...
And don't worry, if should any danger come to you, Lily over here will sort you out.
And he slaps this enormous kind of guardian creature on the shoulder.
But one disclaimer, sometimes accidents do happen, and Marcel cannot be responsible for any untimely deaths, you understand.
Before Jacob enters the ring, I grab him by his arm and turn to him like, "What do they call you in the fighting pits?"
Hammerfall.
And then I just start just like banging on the side of the iron fence, just
nice.
Hammerfall, 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 trying to like gather the crowd to inspire.
As Cassius does that,
I feel a prestidigitation coming up.
Oh, you better believe it. I just
fucking sparklers.
Touch a finger to my throat, and I jump up onto the cage, and very much I'm picturing like Paul Bettany in A Knight's Tale.
Nice.
Right? Stand up on the cage, look around at everybody, and I take up the chant of "Hammerfall, Hammerfall, you horrible oiks!" I shout. I look around you, you dirty, you downtrodden masses. Look before you and see our weary traveller Hammerfall. Hailing from parts unknown, he's gonna take to the ring with the cockatrice.
All right.
Jacob's
While
doing
everyone's
also,
looking at
running on the
this,
spot.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some pickpocketing. I'm sorry, guys.
Nice.
We will come to the pitboxing in one second. Oscarin, supported by Cassius, you're going to do a performance check. And take advantage.
Nice. And as part of this, I'm also going to give you a D6.
Oh,
it's yours.
Thanks.
Some bardic inspiration.
Oh, lovely.
You are inspired by my stirring words, and you can use that D6 to add. You roll it, and you can add the number to any attack roll, saving throw, or
Ability check.
or ability check.
Is that just once?
Sick.
Just once, and then he has to give it back to
How
me.
does that inspiration take form exactly? Like, in what way did you confer?
So
the
as I'm
inspiration?
I heard
shouting,
him do that.
yeah, he's hearing me
like a
give
we
the
will rock
spiel.
you type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
You're getting pumped.
Yeah, exactly.
from my stone words, and hopefully the crowd are getting a little bit like riled up. They're banging on the cage.
So performance. Let's get 2 of those rolls, and you can take the higher of the 2 with advantage.
Jesus Christ. 10.
Okay, with a 10, rather embarrassingly, the 2 of you are sort of going at it. No one really notices. Marcel goes,
Oh, well, it was a lovely try.
And then
Jacob's still
screaming.
Jacob's still-
You've got this! You've got this, brother!
Jacob he's sort of limbering up, but he's also not really listening. He's actually muttering to himself quite rapidly. He's saying prayers to Tyr, and he's also making the quick sign of Tyr to himself.
Is that
the sign
just a
of
single streak down your
It's like
face?
a timeout.
a single tear.
Timeout.
It's like a timeout. So it's like a timeout. It's like a timeout tea. You get your chest like that.
Well, like I say, big tune.
Oh, yeah, okay, actually, yeah, or with the arms. But yeah, he's making a sign of Tyr to himself.
Actually, a couple of nearby believers drop
Yeah.
you a timeout as
Yeah,
well.
good. Yeah, nice.
And
Timeout tea.
nod with respect at this holy man. Marcel goes, well, the silver's good, and he's been biting each of the coins. He puts them in this rather heavy-looking coin pouch at his side.
Marcel, can I use my hammer? Jacob asks.
He goes, oh, no weapons.
No, it's a wrangling thing. Okay, it's like grappling. Okay, all right.
Okay. Nothing. You were doing a bit of pickpocketing?
I was, yeah. So just while the cheers were going up, everyone was looking towards the melee, seeing what was happening. I'm just looking for any
Again, let's just get a quick sleight of hand check.
low-hanging fruit.
Balls.
Yes. Oh,
That's
good.
not a D20.
Oh, sorry.
That's still good.
What was it? Sleight of hand, did you say?
Yes.
22.
22. All right. A couple of coin pouches lose their masters, and you gain 30 silver.
Nice. Jacob, while she's having that on, your inspiration dice, you can roll your D20 first, and you can then choose whether to add that or not, but you have to choose to do that before the DM tells you whether your original roll is successful or not. So you've got to gauge whether you think that will help you or not.
Okay.
Marcel just looks perplexed at this and goes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Roll a what?
That.
Okay, all right.
meanwhile, he claps on the shoulder and goes, right, lad, you ready? And he points at Lily, and this guardian stomps over to the cage and with a squeak raises one hand to the slat separating the cage and the dome, and is kind of poised and ready.
How do you feel about returning into a fighting pit?
Not good is the short answer. And actually, he's not going to say anything because he's trying to get focused. But actually, hearing people chanting "Hammerfall" makes him feel quite uncomfortable. It's a life he's left behind.
I think nothing. She thinks like he's good at fighting. We can get something out of it. Why isn't he doing it? She's sort of like, well, we can get something out of this and it's what we need, so let's go.
Osgerin is really unsure about Jacob's motives. I guess he understands that this human being doesn't want to fight anymore.
Why wouldn't you get your strongest guy back in the ring to fight?
A tough moment for Jacob, definitely, going into the fight with the cockatrice. He has turned over a new page and he doesn't want to be fighting for other people's pleasure anymore. But he's also found a new gang to be with, and he wants to help them.
I try to rally the crowd once more, but instead of calling out Hammerfall, it's just more of a chant of Tyr. Tyr.
All right.
Tyr.
I will...
Tyr. For Tyr!
Nice.
3-tier wedding cake.
I will allow it because the last one was Oscarin's, who tried and failed. Cassius, you're going to have a go. I'd say because you've picked up on the fact there are a couple of timeouters in the group, that alone will give you some advantage. So you can roll twice, take the higher of the two. For performance?
19.
Okay. You hear this like priestly chorus rise up from the crowd, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
no, you just get this like
Just Franciscan chanting.
You see one kid just do it, and then
like around him, more people.
Yeah, he likes that a lot more.
Like
Jacob's a lot more into
Can I
that.
press to
ripple.
digitate like a sparkly T?
Bat sign.
Effectively, the tear signal just sparkles into existence.
Yes.
Lasts for up to an hour.
You do that on one of these symbols, and this kind of beam of light spreads up into the sky, and it projects like a bat signal with the timeout T sign. And actually, you know what? As that happens, Jacob, you feel this kind of like this unearthly tingle. You know, all this time you've been walking the walk, and you've been talking the talk or following Tim. For the first time in your life, you feel this kind of resonant divine tingle, this kind of warmth spread throughout your body. And actually, in the sky where the signal is, the clouds themselves form the symbol of tear in the sky.
Wow.
That was not.
This massive time.
That was not me. That was not me.
Yeah,
And it's literally hands making it. It's like two huge.
Oscar and you're flabbergasted. But it happens.
And so is Jacob. Jacob looks up and, as you say, does for the first time feel a genuine connection rather than just his faith.
This is all over some wing seasoning.
Exactly, yeah.
Just to get the perfect win.
But all the same, and Marcel notices this too and goes,
Right, well, in you go.
He pushes you and closes the door behind you. At a command, and you see Marcel grip something beneath his robes. The Guardian rips open the slat, and this cockatrice just kind of screeching, kind of stamps and gallops, and starts just like stomping and snapping and beating its wings furiously, shaking its head from side to side. Its eyes fix on you suddenly, and it stares you down. You're going to roll initiative with this thing. The rest of you are just watching this happen.
20.
It's a 16, so you're going to act first.
Jacob is going
You got this, Jacob!
He's going to make an evasive run towards it and try and grapple it around the neck and pull it down
You're kind of
to
darting
the
from
ground.
side to side.
Exactly, a little bit of that, side.
Yep.
Like how you
Round
meant
it.
to run away from a hippo.
Hard to hit a moving target.
Yeah.
Nice.
Serpentine fashion.
Like in
In a
Apocalypto when they're throwing the
serpentine
spears at the two runaways.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly like that, but then also towards a monster.
You know in Game of Thrones when the Rickon,
Rickon,
Rickon's
yeah.
running away. Why didn't he just run in a little?
He tweeted that. He was like, should have zigzagged.
Idiot.
He should.
Idiot. Nice. You dart towards the thing and you're going to try and grapple it. This is going to be a contested athletics check from your side. It's going to do the higher of its two, which is also... it's also going to be athletics. That's fine. 14.
22.
22. You grab the thing. It is grappled.
Yeah. Jacob wrestles it as best as he can to the ground. Its front legs buckle.
Now, at this point, you don't wrestle it to the ground, but you have
Okay,
it
trying to.
grappled. You're going to have to do one more of those to get it down. And anything more before the cockatrices go?
No, I think that's it. That's all I can do, I think.
Okay, the thing is going to snap at you for a 6 versus AC.
It misses.
It just
Splang! off my chainmail, maybe.
just kind of snapping, biting around, clasping onto your armor, but doesn't get a hit. Your go.
Punch it in the head. I'm going to punch it in the eye as hard as I can.
Sure, I'll allow it, and you can do that as well as your grapple. That's fine. Just do an unarmed strike.
14 plus. I don't know if I have any kind of
Strength.
Yeah.
strength.
Just your normal
Should have
strength.
unarmed strike there.
It's not on my attack list.
Just plus this battle.
Sure, 16.
Yeah, fine. 16 is a hit. Your
I roll
damage would be a set figure, which I think is just your strength modifier, isn't it?
I thought unarmed strike was 1d6
just-
plus strength.
It's just a set figure.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just a set figure. You always hit for that damage. Let's just go with the 1d6 for now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll read whatever these rules are.
3 plus my strength modifier. 3.
Okay, 3. You clock into it, and the thing kind of looks dazed for a moment as you try to grapple it to the ground
Still
again.
pulling it to the
Let's
ground.
get another athletics roll from you. Roll pretty well. 15.
20. Natural 20. 24.
That was a crit?
It's a crit, yeah.
As the crowd roars as you slam this thing into the ground and try to hold it there, you just hear this pop underneath as 2 wings sprout out of pluckers and fall into the satchel. But you're kicking and writhing and holding this thing. And then Marcel called, "Time!" And the crowd just roars around you.
What about the herbs?
Yeah,
What about the herbs, Jacob?
Jacob reaches into his pocket or onto his belt where the herbs have been held.
This thing's so...
And as he's still holding it, and it's obviously quite subdued at this point, puts the herbs underneath its mouth.
Okay.
And hopefully the effect.
Breathing and breathing. Let's just get a sleight of hand check.
Ooh.
Kind of finessing the herbs into this thing's mouth. Go with that.
This is not his. 17.
All right, good enough. You hold it in position for a full 8 seconds, and you see the herbs and spices, 12 of them, harden. You see them kind of fortify, almost petrify.
Wow.
But with that, you can hold on to the thing no longer. You release it just as the shield guardian, Lily, storms in and just grabs the thing by the throat. And it's kind of like writhing, and it just kind of almost effortlessly stomps over to the cage, half throws this monstrosity in, and then slams the slat shut. Combat over.
The crowd just erupts. Right?
And Marcel says, very nice, and flicks you a gold piece.
Jacob.
Oh, big.
Grabs it.
All right.
Pockets
Our
it.
first gold, guys.
Says this is for all of us. For a start. And feels somewhat uneasy hearing the crowd shouting for him again, but...
And you hear a combination of Jacob, and tear. Lots of timeout signs happening everywhere.
a few benevolent little nods and waves.
Nice.
And Jacob turns back.
The winner, I give you Jacob Marshall.
As he
Comes from Marcel.
I put my hand on his shoulder and say, I feel that Hammerfall is no longer, and Jacob Marshall stands in this place.
Thank you,
Oh,
Cassius.
very profound.
Tell me about it.
Now, two things are going to happen. One, somebody is going to run and grab you, Cassius, by the shoulders and spin you round. And the four of you turn to see a rather lean-looking woman, unfamiliar to you, with short red hair. She's got two short swords crossed at her back. And as she spins you around, Cassius pushes you back. She steps backwards, looks at each of you and says, I hear the Lady Bleth wants you dead.
Well, we haven't heard that. Says Jacob, slightly nonplussed.
And she says, oh, she wants you dead now. And she shoots a glance at Pluckers and then says, I think you should come with me now. And
I say, are you here to kill us, or are you here to help us?
And she says, oh, I won't be the one to try and kill you. And at that point, you hear this screech in the sky.
Oh, everyone into the cage.
Yeah.
And we'll end there.
Woo!
Awesome.
Hey-o.
And in that moment, you all feel all the more world-weary and experienced. You level up. Well, that was all very exciting. Just a quick reminder, you can email us at dragonwingspodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can tweet us at dragonwingspod. There's a little bit of combat there. There'll probably be a bit more combat to come. You know what, with that cockatrice and all that. And we will see you next time.